Many leaders in this country are not emotionally intelligent. We recently saw Peter Kaluma walking out of a live TV interview after having an altercation with his fellow member of parliament. Peter Kaluma was hot under the collar, as learned scholars would like to put it. But honestly, why would someone choose who to debate with? Or is it that he couldn't take the heat? Because I strongly feel he could as well use the same platform in airing his grievances and intellectualities than choosing the decision of walking out while a vast majority of Kenyans were watching. His statements sounded very egocentric with a lot of pride. But with all due respect, if I'm just to put myself into his shoes, I equally don't expect a PhD student to debate with a class 7 dropout. And in this context, I'm not trying to mean that Kagombe is a class 7 dropout. That is just an example. Choosing that as a ground of argument, that could be the reason as to why never have I seen Professor PLO Lumumba debating with none other than his fellow senior counsel, and a good example being Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi and the likes of Kina Barak Muluka. And from where I sit, I strongly believe that he made a good move by walking away, simply because when a pig invites you in a mud fight, you just have to walk away. You don't need to attend. While again, it seems to be a bad move in the sense that he made the worst by not using that as an opportunity to make fool out of Kagombe. Because millions of Kenyans were watching the interview, he will automatically outshine him. He in fact owes an apology for the Mount Kenya people for referring them to as idiots. Here's the tape.
Gentlemen, yeah. Why? You know, Ken. Why do you want to leave? Ken, at a level where I regard myself as a leader, not a child. When this is the kind of person you bring me to talk national issues with, I have no business. And but again, I honored Katie and I've kept out of the media for a long time. I know. For over 1 year. You've never been. I know. So when you are in leadership, you can't afford to be childish over matters affecting Kenyans. You can't tell me that. You people are juvenile. Kenya belongs to all Kenyans, not just you. Let's not reduce the debate. Mheshimiwa Gakome, what property is this you put beyond the lives of Kenyans? I'm going to mute your mics now, gentlemen. I want just hold up. You don't. I'm skipping that topic. You don't get this juvenile. I'm skipping that topic. There are two more gentlemen here. If you are not going to debate, let him share side. Let him share side. You cannot use people's lives like that. You cannot use people as a shield. Gentlemen, political dispensation. John, can I have these two mics muted? I need to talk to you. Yeah. Mheshimiwa Kaluma, there are two gentlemen here who are sober. You don't have to talk about this. I know it's a emotive topic, but you don't need to leave. You don't call me to debate such lost characters. No. Kenya is bigger than the idiocy you have in Mount Kenya. No, man. It's not. You can't use people's lives like that. You can't. Gentlemen, as Mheshimiwa Kaluma leaves, your point. You can't. People and you call them shapes.
I'd like to say this. These are the people honestly, Mheshimiwa from Gatun.
Mheshimiwa looks like this, not me. Understandable. Okay.
To live. Well, I'd like to say this first. Sorry to every other Kenyan, and I understand his pain. But I'd like to say these two things. First is we have a government of lamentations. I think this government is reading the book of Lamentations so much because the IG has got a lot of powers and they have the power.
That aside, you remember 1 year ago, accusations were correct. They tallied the results only to stop when their candidate of choice was losing. That was clearly the height of desperation to all the UDA supporters, now that by then they had come up with a slogan, "It's coming home." 1 year after the debacle, they are yet to come to terms with the reality. That is why even some Azimio leaders up to the time of this broadcast are still obsessed with everything, to an extent that they still think that they're the most rightful people to have everything that they want. And it is with avoidance of doubt that on 11th August 2022, it is a date that will go down on history as a very sad day in Kenya, simply because a vast majority of Kenyans were thrown into an atmosphere of anxiety and nearly depression because the Azimio camp had come up with the slogan, "It's coming home." But in either way, we should just come to terms with the reality and focus on building our nation. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. And more so, if you're watching me from a different platform, either Telegram, TikTok or Facebook, kindly just head on over to YouTube, search for Mohamed Sudi. I'll be the first right person to pop up if matters socio-economic and political matters are your great areas of concern. Kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button so that each and every time that I upload a new video, it will automatically reflect on your notification panel, and by so doing, you'll simply be supporting my content. Thank you, and may God bless you.